Hello everyone, and Jim here, and welcome to the first Access and Allies video here in the new house. Now I do apologize for the background noise. I do have a fan going on along with a dehumidifier, so just try to ignore those. But now that World War I is over, it's been a really fun campaign, very interesting how it played out. But I've had a lot of requests saying to do a setup video so that you guys can also enjoy this game or this scenario. So without further ado, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more, leave a comment down below on what scenario you would like to see. I'm kind of thinking of doing a scenario over here, but I'm still planning on ideas. So first off, I want to point out the IPCs for this game. Now right now I have them set up as if like the actual numbers here on the board, but if this doesn't work out, you can always just use the actual numbers on the boxes, which I am showing you now. So you can just use these numbers instead if you want. But for right now I have them set up with this. Now I did not actually use this setup, but I think it would be interesting. So without further ado, let's check it out. Alright, first off we have Germany here with 21 IPCs. And then America with 20, and Britain with 19. We have France with 15, Japan with 14. We have the Austria-Hungarians with 12, the Russians with 10, the Italians with 9, and the Ottoman Empire with 7. Now, I don't know how the game would actually play out with that IPC count, but that is for you guys to decide whether you want to do that or not. If it doesn't work, well, it doesn't work. So now without further ado, let's begin the Alright, so I placed industrial complexes on the territories where the capitals are. Now this is obviously where the only places you can build units. So now that we have that out of the way, start off with Austria-Hungary. Alright, so here in Slovakia Hungary, we have 12 infantry, 2 artillery. Over here in southern Germany, we have 6 infantry, 2 artillery. Over here in Yugoslavia, we have 6 infantry, 2 artillery, and a naval base. And then over here in Romania, we have another 12 infantry and 2 artillery. And then right here in C-Zone 97, we have a battleship, a cruiser, and a transport. Alright, so now over here in Russia, we have an industrial complex on Russia, and they have 6 infantry and 2 artillery. Moving down here to the Caucasus, we have 1 infantry. Right here in Rostov, we have 3 infantry, 2 artillery, and 1 naval base. Here in the Black Sea, we have 2 cruisers. Here in Ukraine, we have 6 infantry, 2 artillery. Here in Bessarabia, we have 1 infantry. Western Ukraine, we have 3 infantry, 1 artillery. Here in Eastern Poland, we have 6 infantry, 2 artillery. Belarus, 6 infantry, 2 artillery. Baltic States, we have 3 infantry, 2 artillery. Here in Novograd or Leningrad, we have a naval base. And in Karelia in Finland, we have 1 infantry. Over here in Sea Base 115, we have 1 battleship. So moving on to France. France is the capital. And here we have 6 infantry, 2 artillery, and 1 fighter. Over in Normandy, we have 6 infantry, 1 artillery. And again, here in southern France, 6 infantry, 2 artillery. Here in C-Zone 93, we have 2 transports, 1 cruiser, and 1 battleship. And over here in C-Zone 105, we have 1 battleship and 1 transport. And now I'm going to move on over here to Germany. Here in western Germany, we have 12 infantry, 3 artillery, and a naval base. Over here in Berlin, we have 13 infantry, 3 artillery, 1 fighter, and as it being the capital, we have an industrial complex as well as a naval base. And over here in Poland, we have 6 infantry, 3 artillery. And over here in C-Zone 112, we have 1 battleship. C-Zone 125, 2 submarines. C-Zone 108 and 103 both have 1 submarine. And now let's move on to Italy. Alright, Northern Italy has 6 infantry, 2 artillery. Here in Southern Italy is where the capital is, so we have an industrial complex and a naval base, along with 6 infantry and 2 artillery. And then in C-Zone 95, we have 1 battleship, 1 cruiser, and 1 transport. And if you've noticed, I'm going in no particular order here. So over here, we have Britain, with London being the capital, as well as homing a sea base, or naval base. Then we have 6 infantry, 2 artillery. Scotland has 4 infantry, 1 artillery. Then C-Zone 111 has 1 cruiser, 1 battleship, and another cruiser. So that's 2. Over here in Africa, we have 6 infantry, 2 artillery, 1 transport, 1 cruiser. And then while we're over here, yeah, we hit everybody in Europe. Here in America, here in eastern United States with Washington, we have the industrial complex as well as a naval base with 6 infantry, 2 artillery, 1 cruiser, and 1 battleship. And that is America and Europe. So now we are going to move on to Africa. So over here we have French units in Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia. Italian units here in Libya, which is 1 infantry, 1 artillery. We have British units here in Egypt with 6 infantry, 2 artillery, and 1 minor industrial complex. Minor, keep that in mind because it's not a capital, but it keeps a fair play for the British when up against the Ottomans. And in the sea zone just north of that, we have 1 transport, 1 cruiser. Moving on down, here in Anglo-Egyptian Sudan, we have 1 British unit. Over here in Kenya, we have a British unit. Over here in Italian Somaliland, we have 1 Italian unit. Over here in, however you say that, we have 1 German unit. And then right here in Rhodesta, we have 1 British unit. Here in Union of South Africa, we have 1 infantry and 1 artillery. And then right here in South Africa, or Southwest Africa, we have 1 German unit, as well as 1 German unit in Bulgarian Congo. And then just up here, French Central Africa, we have a German unit, as well as 1 French unit here in French West Africa. Oh yes, and one more thing. The French have Portugal. Keep that in mind. The French have Portugal, so that counts for their income count if you're using this system that I have it set up as right now. Alright, so that is all the units here in Africa. So now let's move on to the Middle East, where we have the Ottoman Empire. Alright, so we are going to start off here in Bulgaria, where we have 1 infantry. Turkey, which is the Ottomans' capital, we have 1 industrial complex, 1 naval base, 6 infantry, and 2 artillery. As well as C-Zone 99, we have 2 cruisers. Over here in Syria, we have 1 infantry. Over here in Iraq, we have 2 infantry, 1 artillery. And then over here in Transjordan, we have 2 infantry and 1 artillery. Now moving over here to India, we have 3 infantry and 1 artillery on both sides. And then C-Zone 79, we have a battleship, transport, and cruiser. Alright, now moving over to the Pacific Theater. Now this is optional. You guys don't have to do this, but this is the sole purpose of this. My shadow's getting in the way. Sorry guys, I'll try to fix that lighting later once I actually start getting out more. Alright, so obviously Japan is the capital, where we have an industrial complex and a naval base. Here we have 6 infantry, 2 artillery. And over here in Sea Zone 6, we have 1 transport, 1 battleship, 1 cruiser, and 1 submarine. Now moving over here, we have 4 infantry in Korea. And down here in Okinawa, along with Sea Zone 19, we have 1 infantry, 1 submarine, 1 transport, and 1 battleship. Down here in Formosa, we have 1 infantry, 1 cruiser, and 1 transport. And over here in Iwo Jima, we just have 1 infantry. That's the Japanese. And now moving over to the German-occupied islands and areas. Starting over here, Shantung, we have 2 infantry and 1 artillery. Down here in the Mariana Islands, we have 1 infantry. Over here in Peleliu, we have 1 infantry. Over here in the Coraline Islands and Sea Zone 33, we have a battleship and 1 infantry. Marshall Islands and Sea Zone 32, we have 1 infantry and 1 cruiser. And then moving all the way down here to New Britain, we have 1 artillery. And then New Guinea has 1 artillery and 1 transport. And I do believe that is it. That is everything. That is the World War I scenario setup here on a Axis and Allies 1940 2nd edition map, global. And I do hope you guys enjoy this game. This is a very fun scenario, and it is very fun to play. I cannot express that enough. I had a blast with this scenario. I kind of didn't want it to end. So, as I said in the beginning of the video, leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more. And this thing is going on past 12 minutes, so I will catch you guys in the next one.